Hello and welcome back to the Workbench. This is where we discuss ceiling fan history, trivia, and technical information. Today we're going to talk about huggers. If you don't know what a hugger is, it is the colloquial and sometimes expert term for a ceiling fan that mounts directly to the ceiling with no downrod. They were primarily introduced in the 80s. They were very popular for homes with low ceilings. They were actually originally intended for mobile homes. And they were primarily imported and inexpensive fans, mostly because homes with higher ceilings, more expensive fans, home with lower ceilings, low expensive fans. You get the idea. So, we have learned a lot about hugger fans as we have researched other topics that have been related to them, like Thomas Industries, like Quoizel, like Menards. And so I thought it would be a good idea to have a timeline of hugger fans. Now, hugger fans were very, very popular. They were very widely copied, and so it's impossible for me to share all the details of every hugger fan from every year. So what I did is I took a cross-section of advertisements and catalogs from each year and then took essentially the top 10. So, again, you might, if I say these existed in 1985, you can say, well, I found all these other ones, or I found those in 1984. Okay, I'm going with the top 10 from every year just because it's such a popular topic. Also, I'm stopping at 1993 because after 1993 things became very generic. Let's get into it. So, the actual inventor of the hugger ceiling fan was Thomas Industries. They made the first hugger ceiling fan. It originally had a Fasco K55 type motor, later a GE K55 type motor, and that was introduced in 1981. Also in 1981, SMC patents their hugger mount, but they do not start introducing the fans yet. 1982, the primary hugger fans sold in the US are Thomas. If you search for hugger fan, you also come up with that Thomas copy with no vents. We've seen it in a number of different places. I think most famously advertised as Central Hardware. We'll talk about that in a second. Quoizel introduces their hugger fan in 1982. Heritage introduces an Emperor hugger. The American Industries type hugger fan turns up in 1982. The Moss Highline turns up in 1982. It's also the first mention of the SMC Royal Flush. That's 1982. So, most of the real generic huggers have not shown up yet. We have Thomas, we have Quoizel, we have American Industries, we have Emperor huggers, we have Moss, we have SMC. That's 1982. 1983. The SMC U52 officially shows up. The Union style hugger shows up. And if you guys aren't familiar, I got a cough. This is going to be outtake.